Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Centre Court. And in keeping with tradition on this Middle Saturday, the chairman of the All England Club, Philip Brooke, has invited guests from the world of sport to the Royal Box. If I could ask you to hold your applause until I've introduced each group of guests. First, let's welcome a quintet of rugby union stars. A trio of England captains past and present who between them have earned 148 caps, performing for their country with such distinction. A former Irish and Lions centre known as Bod, who is the most capped player in rugby union history. And a head coach who has revitalised the England team and will be trying to lead them to World Cup success on home soil later this year. Please welcome Bill Beaumont, Matt Dawson, Chris Robshaw, Brian O'Driscoll and Stuart Lancaster. Next, we head to the ring. And the first ever female Olympic and Commonwealth boxing champion who last month added European Games gold to her list of honours. Please welcome Nicola Adams. From boxers to two other sports stars who are used to hearing the bell. A distance runner and mother of two who inspired a nation when she struck gold at the European Championships last summer. And a six-time Paralympic champion who has won medals across the board from 100 metres to the marathon. It's Joe Pavey and David Weir. Wimbledon is not the only major sporting event taking place this summer. The Ashes begin on Wednesday and we're delighted to introduce four legends from the world of cricket. First, a man who captained England to Ashes success both at home and down under. Next, an opener who made more than 8,000 test runs in his playing career and is now renowned as a straight-talking commentator. Another batsman who is Sri Lanka's highest run scorer and the fifth highest test scorer of all time. And England's all-time record wicket-taker who is hoping to increase his tally when the first Ashes test starts in Cardiff next week. Please welcome Andrew Strauss, Geoffrey Boycott, Kumar Sangakkara and Jimmy Anderson. And hot off the back of Wimbledon comes the Open Golf Championship at St Andrews. And we're joined by two of Britain's most successful golfers who will be vying for the claret jug. One is the only Englishman to win a major in almost 20 years. The other has topped the world rankings. Both are Ryder Cup heroes. Please welcome Justin Rose and Luke Donald. In a week when the England women's football team has done us proud, we're delighted to welcome two former internationals from the men's game. A Premier League champion who also earned 36 caps for his country. And a World Cup Golden Boot winner who scored 48 goals for England and is now TV's face of football. Please welcome Graham Lasso and Gary Lineker. No diving in the box, Gary. Well, next, a group of cyclists who have pedalled their way to sporting glory. She's the Olympic champion in team pursuit, the Commonwealth champion in individual pursuit, and she's been the world champion in both. And a duo who were Paralympic champions at London 2012 with different partners before teaming up for double gold for Scotland at last year's Commonwealth Games. Please welcome Joe Rousel, Neil Fahey and Craig McLean. Two more sports stars now who have excelled in their fields. A swimmer who appeared at 5 Olympics and is a former world, European and Commonwealth champion. And a squash player who's a 3-time world champion and who earlier this year claimed a record-breaking 7th national title. It's Mark Foster and Nick Matthew. We're at the home of tennis, so it feels especially appropriate to acknowledge two people who have done so much for the sport in the UK. Britain's Federation Cup captain, who has been a driving force in developing the grassroots game in recent years. And the man who later this month will be aiming to steer Great Britain into Davis Cup semi-finals for the first time since 1981. It's Judy Murray and Leon Smith. Let's stay with tennis and two great champions. A young woman who last year won a calendar Grand Slam in wheelchair doubles. And a player who won a record 9 ladies singles titles here and an astonishing 167 in total during her career. Please welcome Jordan Wiley and Martina Navratilova. Last year marked the centenary of the outbreak of the First World War, and one of the most moving tributes was at the Tower of London. Millions visited from July to November as more than 850,000 ceramic poppies filled the Tower's famous moat. The two artists responsible for this awe-inspiring art installation are with us today. Please welcome Paul Cummings and Tom Piper. The All England Club has a long and proud association with the armed forces, who have provided volunteer stewards at the Championships since 1946, and fittingly our next guests are also from the military. Last September, the inaugural Invictus Games, wounded, injured and sick service personnel were held at the Olympic Park in London. Venues were packed and millions more tuned in on television as 400 athletes from 13 nations competed across 9 sports. Invictus is the Latin for unconquered, a word that embodies the spirit of those competitors and what they have achieved post-injury. Please show your appreciation for 9 of those incredible Invictus athletes who are with us today.